Okay, so now we've gone through and we've hit the web servers. Our next step is then to look at the web applications. And again, you're going to see some duplication here because, again, the application is web-based. Therefore, the same tests that we implement against web servers can actually be used against web applications. So what is the actual goal here? Well, what we're trying to accomplish is, again, we're looking for vulnerabilities that are caused either by the application and or applications that are running on top of these web services. We'll also be looking at potential impacts and solutions that we can provide. Remember, our whole goal again here for pen testing isn't to rub our hands together and say, look what we did. It's more of, this is how we can help protect you. And then, of course, we want to make sure that we work through each of those weaknesses that we discover. And typically, we find the most errors at this level of our pen test because, again, there are so many different components going on. Not only do we have the operating system OS that we have to worry about it being patched, but we have, again, the web server and making sure that it's patched. We have the application and all the underlying code that's included with that. So it's a multi-step pen testing environment. In fact, I'm reminded of a very famous Christmas movie. It comes on every single year. It's called Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And when Kris Kringle meets up with the Wizard of the Mountains, the wizard has never walked before. And Kris Kringle teaches him how to walk. And he says, you know, it's just putting one foot in front of the other. And now a lot of you probably have that song going through your heads. Sorry about that. But it's the same concept here. We're going to first go through and define our targets and gather as much information as we can about the targets before we throw any type of tests against it. We'll then go through and look at configuration management testing, as well as we'll take a look at the authentication mechanisms that are being used, making sure that they're locked down. We'll also, because of the fact that these applications create sessions, we'll need to make sure that we do some session management testing. After the session management testing, we'll want to go through and then look at authorization testing to, again, make sure that all the gears and bells and whistles are working correctly on the back end. We'll continue putting one foot in front of the other by then going through and taking a look at how is the data validated. Because of the fact that we have so many issues with forms or online forms and people filling them out that are executing against a back-end structure, we need to make sure that data is being validated correctly. We don't want to allow ourselves to be open to any type of, let's say SQL injection or code injection attack that can be done if we're not validating that data. We'll also go through and take a look at, obviously, denial of service attacks that can be launched against these types of applications. We'll then look at the web services and test them to make sure that, again, that they're not opening up any attack vectors for us. And then, of course, we'll also quickly take a look at some AJAX testing. And then you guys know the drill. After we've done all this testing, the last thing we're going to do is document everything that we've done. By now, I'm sure you guys are getting really tired of me talking about documentation, but it is really the whole purpose of doing a pen test. So let's get a new notebook, whether that's digital or physical. Sharpen your pens. Wait, you can't sharpen your pens. Sharpen those pencils or get your pens out. Let's get going.